Uh-oh, that's not good. So I was doing some typing on my Olivetti Underwood Model 21, and luckily I had just received some new ribbons that I'm hoping will be okay. But while I was typing on it, I noticed it started looking faded, and then I realized, oh, there's a big hole in the ribbon. So I don't know how old this ribbon is. It was on it when I got the typewriter, and I got this typewriter from a neighbor's yard sale when I was in, I want to say, 7th or 8th grade. So that would have been in like 87 or 88. So that's when I bought this, and this is the same ribbon that was on it then, which to me it seems kind of amazing that it still had ink anyway. But I guess maybe it wasn't that old of a ribbon when it was originally put on there, but it had probably sat for quite some time before I bought it. So, and if it's gone back and forth a couple times, you can look at the ribbon and you can see that both top and bottom, that it's already had at least a couple of passes through the ribbon, but it finally gave up. So I'm going to attempt to see if I can change out the ribbon. I'm going to attempt to move it from the reel that it came on and put it on the originals, because the Olivetti has its nice original reels still on it. So let's see how that goes. So let's go ahead and let's take the cover off. So the Olivetti reels on here, they have these really nice thumb screws. I had actually loosened these up before. I couldn't get them undone on my own. They have these little thumb screws that hold the reel onto the spindle here. Oh man, that is tight. Let's see, reverse that. There we go. So then I should be able to take, there's a little hole right here. I should be able to take the ribbon off of there, thread the other ribbon onto here, and then thread the other end of it onto this reel here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So here, I got the old ribbon here with the original spools. I have a box. I got a box. It's not complete. It was missing 2 of them, but it's got 10 sealed ribbons. It says it is for, let's see, let's go to manual focus. You can see it says it's for, let's see, preferred the aristocrat of inked ribbons. But it says it's for a Smith Corona electric, and it lists a few model numbers. But as far as I can tell, a ribbon should be a ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, get that back in focus. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up one of these boxes. Okay. And it's a sealed ribbon. Haven't opened up any of these yet. That looks like wet ink. That's a good sign. So yeah. Okay, I'm not certain. That might be dried ink that was on there, but we'll see what she does. I might go ahead and try to put this ribbon on connected to this one and just run it that way the one time, and then when I get to the end of it naturally from running it, then I'll probably switch this reel for this one so it's got the 2 original ones on it. But I don't really feel good about exposing all of this to air, running it over to the other, just so I can have it look like it's, you know, factory. So let's get to taking that ribbon off, and then we'll put this ribbon on this one and hook it back up and see what it does. Okay, so on here, it was near the end of this anyway, so I'm sure I wound it up a little bit putting it back on, but I wonder if it got tight before it has an auto reverse mechanism that once it gets to the end of the ribbon, it'll flip these 2 little switches, and I'll try to put in a picture of those later. And what it does is it flips those little switches and it automatically makes it starts going back the other way. So then that way you can get multiple passes out of the top half, but also if you wanted to switch it to the other half of the ribbon on the bottom where the red would normally be, then you could type in there too. So you could get probably, I don't know, I've heard you can get like 5 to 10 passes on each half. So 5 to 10 passes on the top, 5 to 10 passes on the bottom. That's 10 to 20 passes altogether on a ribbon. That's a lot of typing. So let's go ahead, and there's just a little spearhead dealie in there. Let's pull that off. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a little spearhead dealie in there. And we'll just take this and set it over here for now. So let's see. I don't think there's a top or bottom to these. I don't have much experience with these. Oh man, this seems kind of dry. So this, oh, interesting. So this has the little rivets or whatever in here that when they hit that switch, I wonder if that's what used to be where that hole was in here. I don't know. But once it hits that switch, this is supposed to push the switch so that it goes the other way. So for all I know, these ribbons are all dead. We'll find out once I get this on. But, okay, so we'll take this and just feed that in like so. And if I look like a moron, I am going to change this up a bit in post. Let's just pull on like that. So that went through that. Should be able to wind this a little bit over to this one now. And again, I've never done this before, so I'm sure I look like a big old moron. But, okay, I think I got enough of that done like that. We could probably go to put it in the typewriter now. Okay, so not only is this the first time I have ever put a new ribbon on a typewriter, I've also never done this backwards. So I'm hoping, let's see, let's just drop on like that. Drop this end on here. Okay, that's a good sign. It went on. I don't know if the inside diameters give me enough for that thumb washer, or that thumb screw, but we'll see. Let's take a look at it. Is the bottom side? No, it's not a different size. So I may have to figure out something different to keep this screwed down. I may end up having to run it all the way over to this one anyway, which I could use this to do it. So I think, yeah, I might just manually wind this, but I'll get it in and then, so, but what you do, so let's get some extra off of here. Let's go ahead and put this in the switch. Okay, so that's in there. Put this one, see the switch just moved when I did that. Put this one in this switch. Have a little slack in here so we can get it in. So we're going to have to get the ribbon in here behind this. So it goes in front of these right here, behind here, and then back out in front of these on the other side. And the easiest way, let's see, let's go down here like so. Wish I had done this before. Okay, so we're back behind there, but I need to get down under those. Scrunch it down a little bit. That's not seeming right. Nope. I have it backwards. That's okay. So it needs to go So it's going to go down behind here and then in like that. I'll probably leave that in just to prove I'm human and make mistakes. Of course, I'm sure everybody already knew that. Okay, so I'm going to tighten this one down. These are a little tricky getting them back on. Okay, so that one's threaded all the way. Let's run the paper up a little bit. And let's just see if I actually get some ink. It's a little faded, but it's better than a torn ribbon. Let's see. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Haha. Yeah, and I shouldn't type from the side either because I didn't do such a great job on making sure I didn't hit an extra space in there. So, but it does work. So we'll see if maybe when I get a little bit in, it'll be darker. But there is ink on it. That's better than not having a ribbon at all. Whoops. Man, I'm with it today. Okay, that's going to be hard to read. Okay, this is a test of the new old ribbon I installed in my Olivetti Underwood 21. As you can see, the ink is not the best darkness, but it may darken up as it gets more to the inner part of the spool. I went ahead, I didn't want to wait. I went ahead and I spooled it over to the other original spool that came with it. Along the way, every once in a while I would test the ink and see what it did, and not too stellar. But you could see it. That last character was at the end of it after I just got it wound, so I'm going to try a little more typing and then we'll take a look at it. Alright, let's move that out of the way. This on here. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is a test from the other end of the ribbon after winding it all the way in one direction, and I would say that was successful. I don't think I'll really get multiple passes out of this, but it's definitely readable, it's usable, and I didn't have to like really mash on the keys at all. So I'm hoping that I did not waste my money on all of these, and some of them might perform better than others. This is actually the second box that I opened. The first one that I opened did not have all of this ink on the wrapper, so that tells me maybe that this ribbon was actually outside the wrapper a little bit. Maybe this one dried out. The other, I didn't see any ribbon going through the wrapper. So, but then again, it's not sealed. It was actually plastic that was wrapped around it rather than a sealed shrink wrap. So, but yeah, I'm happy. I get to use my Model 21 again. So, yay!